Hello everybody and welcome to tonight's video. I wanted to show you the starry sky a little bit through a quite conventional photo camera, a Canon EOS R8 and a relatively bright lens. Here we are just above the west horizon, so the rest of the winter constellations are going to set soon. Here you can see Auriga, and now we're going to the twins. And in the middle of the twins there is Jupiter. I'm turning towards the south, and now you can see the small dog. The large dog is under the horizon already. Going around, and here in the middle is the northernmost part of Hydra. But we can't see here on 47 North, we can't see much of the Hydra anyway. So I'm going up a little bit towards the north. And then there's a very, very conspicuous constellation now that we can see, which is the Lion. The right hand side is almost like a reversed question mark, where the dot is very bright. I'm going down a little bit, and here you can see Virgo. The star Spica is just at the bottom of the image, a bit left of the middle. And now I'm going south even a little bit more, and you can see the Raven right side bottom, which is more or less a box. 4 stars, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom, and the ones on the top are a bit brighter and a bit closer together than the ones on the bottom. Lion and Virgo are typical spring constellations. What does that mean? It means around midnight in spring they're in the best position. And there's a way you can find Virgo if you found Bootes first. Now we're gonna see Bootes and the crown, but Bootes is lying, not standing, the way I look at it now, and the crown is just a bit left hand side under the middle of the image. The star Arcturus in Bootes, the very bright red star, has almost exactly 0 magnitudes, so it's good to know the brightnesses. And how do you find Bootes? That's easiest if you come from the Big Dipper and just go down the Dipper. Here is the Big Dipper on the top of the image. I think almost everybody knows that. or if it's seen as a big bear, the tail goes to the right, not straight but in a little bow, and to the left there is just a four-cornered box. And as many people know from the two stars that are most left now, Dubhe and Merak, you can go downwards 5 times and you will end up with Polaris. And now Polaris is almost exactly in the middle of the image, and the Small Dipper goes up from Polaris to the right and then up, and the box is still in the image on top. That's of course something you can see always if you're on the northern hemisphere. And then I'm going down towards the horizon, on top of the observatory actually, and there's a very interesting constellation there right above the north horizon. That's Cassiopeia. It's a W the way it's now. You can also see it as an M if it's 12 hours on the other side, but now it's a W more or less. And this is the second way to find the North Pole. Once you have the W, just go up and the lonely bright star here in the middle is Polaris. Something funny, whenever you look north, west will be to the left and east will be to the right. That's kind of reversed than if we look at maps of the landscape, because we turned around when we look to the sky as compared to a map of the ground. So we're almost back where we started, back at Auriga with Capella, and right from just below Capella, the very bright star in Auriga, there's a little triangulum, very small triangulum, and this is the little goat on the shoulder of Auriga, the driver. I'm actually not sure what the English expression is for that. In Latin is Auriga. And below Auriga there's the bull, but the bull is now in the shine. It's not easy to see now. And a little bit on top of the observatory we can see a part of Perseus, which is very close to Cassiopeia and marks the Milky Way. So we learn from that in spring it's really hard to see the Milky Way. The Milky Way is easiest either in summer, where we see the center of the Milky Way with many open clusters and bright nebula. And in winter you can see the other side of the Milky Way, the outer side. But in spring and in autumn it's really difficult to see the Milky Way. And the only planet we can see at the moment is Jupiter, which is right in the middle right now. And on top of Jupiter, or north, there's Castor and Pollux from the Twins. So the Jupiter is in the Twins. planets are always close to the ecliptic, and the ecliptic is marked by the 12 signs of the ecliptic, which are, I won't name them now because the English expressions I don't know all of them. Below the twins would be the Cancer, but the Cancer is very hard to see. Actually, in the beginning of the night I saw it by eye, which is always a good sign. And then the twins, where Jupiter is right now, and actually I told you crap. The Cancer is right here. You can see it in the middle between the twins and the lions, and the Cancer is more or less just an open cluster with some stars around it, but you can see the open cluster here in the video. Sorry about that. And now the next constellation around the ecliptic is the Lion, which I've shown you already. And then the next one is Virgo, which is right in the middle now. And after Virgo there would be the Scales. Can I see them or can I not? Somewhere there they should be. It's just a triangle. And a bit later at night the Scorpion will come out, but not yet, I think. So knowing the ecliptic always helps to find the planets, and there are two other clues to find the bright planets that you can see by eye. One is, if you know the constellations by heart, you know there's an additional star. And the other thing is, planets are always quieter than stars. They don't flicker as much. By the way, I can try to show you Hercules. I've shown you Bootes before. Here it is together with the crown. This one is Bootes. This one is the crown. And now I can just go a little bit further and I can see the body of Hercules in the middle. But it's standing skew as well. There are two globular clusters, two bright globular clusters in Hercules. And then go a little bit further and you find Vega and Lyra, which is in the middle now. But Lyra is not very bright, it's just a little, it has 4 corners and a bright star, which is Vega, and then a double star just left of Vega. And this is already the first one of the summer constellations. And here behind the fence you can see a second one of the summer constellation, which is Cygnus, the swan. But I'm gonna show you these in another video, I think. Lovely night tonight. I hope you have enjoyed this little tour, and see you next time. Bye bye.